Hello everyone, Surush here. So you've come to find out how to calculate the Chinese individual income tax. Now, most of you probably found something on the internet where they gave you like the annual tax that you have to pay. However, the reason I made this Excel sheet wasn't because of that. It was because I needed to know how much tax I need to pay every month. I couldn't really find any links for that actually, so I'm like, might as well make my own. So yeah, this is the whole reason I made this Excel spreadsheet. So the why is that important? Because if you've been working in China, you might have noticed that every time you get your salary, there is a little tax reduction in it. So I wanted to find out exactly how much tax is supposed to be reduced from what my salary was. I didn't really care about it because I usually had my employer figure it out for me. But after filing my taxes just recently, I found out that they made a little tiny mistake. It's fine. I understand we're human. We all make mistakes. But the thing is, under the eyes of Chinese law, it is you that is responsible for confirming the details during that tax filing. So you're the one that's supposed to make sure everything's right. And this is when I got mature and I'm like, okay, I gotta really look at my taxes. So here we have a little Google spreadsheet, which I will put a link down in the description below. Here we have three tables, this red table, and then below that we have this purplish table, and then this yellowish table. So what do those mean and why are they important? Well, just looking at the red table, you could probably see something familiar to you. It kind of looks like it's showing you the tax brackets that are in China. Basically, if you've been making cumulative income, so that means from the beginning of the year up to wherever in the year you are, if you made a total of like 36,000 or 144,000 renminbi, you know what I mean? Then every month that you get your salary from then on, you have to follow the tax rate once you surpass that point. So let's say by June you made over 144,000 renminbi. That means your next monthly tax should charge you 20% on your taxable income. Now, I said taxable income, not just income, because there are deductions you have to make before you calculate your taxes. And this brings me to my next step, which is calculating your monthly tax deductibles. Now, before in China, foreigners used to have all these exemptions. That means like they didn't have to pay any taxes. It was like a tax honeymoon period. But now, the Chinese government wants to make a level playing field, whatever the saying is, like a fair playing field where whatever taxes that the foreigners pay is also whatever taxes the Chinese have to pay. So now, basically, whatever taxes apply to us as foreigners will apply to the Chinese as locals. In fact, you may even be able to use my Excel spreadsheet to help your Chinese friend do his taxes. That's an interesting thing you can think about. Anyway, going back to how to calculate the monthly tax deductible. Well, this depends on your situation, right? Like, for example, if you look at the category section, it says child education, formal education, and it goes all the way down to here. Now, not all of us have children, right? I don't have children, so this doesn't apply to me. This would be like zero. You don't even have to write zero, but I just wrote it there. But like, if any of these things apply to you, which you can figure out by reading this notes column, okay, you will know, okay, so this applies to me and I need to apply this much money in my deduction. Okay, so that's up to you to determine, as this column tells you. Here's an interesting thing though. When you are calculating your deductibles, know that every month, every taxpayer will get a 5,000 renminbi deduction. It could be somebody who's not making any money to somebody who's making 200 million renminbi. So okay, well, I'm not sure about that, to be honest, but my point is every taxpayer will have that deduction. So once you calculate all of your monthly tax deductibles here, the number here will sum it up and show you what this column equals to. So as you can see from the formula here, it says from C14 to C21. That's basically from C is right here, and then 14 is here, and 21 is the last number in that column. Anyway, this number you can only use for that month that you're deducing it. So if in January you had formal education, and then in February for some reason you don't have formal education anymore, you have to not put that deductible there. So this is why you have to like look over this every month to see if it's the same or if something has changed, and then write the number here for that respective month. Now, the next step, when I'm saying write it in that respective month, this is what I'm talking about. This is step 2, where it's basically your tax calculator. Basically, you need to first write in your monthly income. So just look at your pay stub. You know, your boss might send you something, or I'm not sure about business owners, but for like a regular teacher like me, you'd have to look at how much monthly salary you made. Let's just say you make like 13,000 in January, and let's just say you have a regular income, it's 13,000 throughout the whole year. So what you see happen below is the cumulative salary is calculated based on that monthly salary that you wrote in by hand. So I don't need to really explain what this means. I'm just going to move on to the next thing. Here it says total of monthly tax deductible. So this is where you had to go to step 1 and then write the number here all the way here, okay? It says 5,000 here because I found out it's 5,000 here. Maybe in another month you might have like whatever, like you might have a formal education thing. So you can write 1,000 here. Okay, so now it says 6,000 here. I mean, it's easy math, quick math. So you write 6,000 here. But in most cases, I think we will all be paying this much, which is the universal taxpayer deduction that I told you about at the end of that just a minute ago. So that's the tax deductibles that apply every month for this number. The numbers here that I wrote, well, you can just look at the formula and find out what I calculated and how I calculated it. I don't want to go into too much detail, but if you do want me to explain them in detail, just comment below like what kind of things you want explained. The point of it is that once you enter the numbers for your monthly salary and the numbers for your total tax deductibles, you'll find out how much your employer, or at least you, should be paying to the government when you get your income. When you get your income, you should be paying that much. So for somebody who's making 13,000 a month, they should be paying this much in January, which is 240, and then February is also 240. You keep paying it until you end up in which month is that? May. So in May, that's when you start paying 520 for your taxes, for your monthly tax. So yeah, as I said before, China's tax system works differently. You have to pay, it's like they withhold your tax every month. You can't just pay all the taxes at the end of the year. If you if you add all of these numbers up together, you'll find out it'll add up to your total tax payable that you're supposed to pay. Yeah, you'll find that the number here will match the number, the sum of the numbers here will match the number you'll find in online calculators. And that's how you know my Excel spreadsheet is working correctly. So yeah, basically that's how it works. Is there anything more to say? Let me see. Well, you can ask me actually. But for me, I made it very simple. In summary, uh, don't touch this red table. Okay, it's just a reference table. And step one, look at the categories of expenses you have and look at the notes and see how much deduction you need to apply to your income tax. And then that will give you your total deduction for that month. And once you figure that out, you write out your income for every month and then your deduction for every month, and which will give you your taxable income kind of calculation, which is needed for calculating your monthly taxable. No, which will give you your monthly tax that you need to pay, or you need the government to withhold basically until the end of the tax year. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and a comment about anything you would like explained more. This is kind of my first video. I'm a little inexperienced with YouTube videos, but I appreciate the time you took to watch it.